She was asleep in seat 5A, the soft hum of the engines lulling her into the kind of uneasy rest only an old soldier knows. At 38,000 feet, halfway over the Atlantic, the cabin was dim, blue lights tracing the aisles. Passengers whispering over plastic cups of soda, and then the intercom cracked alive. Ladies and gentlemen, if there are any combat-trained pilots on board, please make yourselves known to the crew immediately. The words hung in the air like shrapnel. Conversations died. Heads turned, her eyes snapped open. Heart pounding. Years of training firing awake in an instant. She wasn't just a passenger. She was Major Sarah Callen, U.S. Air Force. Retired, a decorated F-16 combat pilot who had sworn she'd left the battlefield behind. But the battlefield had just found her. The flight attendant appeared, pale, trembling. "Ma'am, the captain requests you in the cockpit. Now." Sarah unbuckled, moving with a cold precision that made strangers instinctively pull back. As she entered the flight deck, the captain's voice cut sharp and urgent. "We've lost our co-pilot. Medical emergency, and we've got 2 fast movers tailing us. No IFF, no response." "They're armed." Sarah froze. She knew the signatures. Russian-built Sukhois, shadowing a civilian airliner over international waters. This wasn't random. This was an intercept. She slid into the co-pilot's seat, hands steady on the controls like muscle memory had never left. "Captain," she said quietly, "you keep this plane level. I'll keep us alive." On the radar, the 2 blips closed in, cutting through the night sky like wolves circling prey. The cockpit radio crackled in a language the captain couldn't understand, but Sarah did. Orders, threats, a demand to divert. Her mind ran the scenarios. She wasn't in a fighter jet, not anymore. She was strapped into a commercial airliner carrying 240 souls. She couldn't dogfight, couldn't outgun, but she could outthink. "Descending to flight level 310, she barked, pulling the yoke just enough to throw off the Sukhoi's targeting solutions. The plane shuddered, passengers gasping in the cabin behind them. The Sukhois followed, aggressive, weaving closer. Too close, then she saw it. Cloud banks ahead, thick and rolling. "Cover, hold on!" She shouted and banked the airliner hard, the massive jet groaning under the strain. Coffee flew. Passengers screamed. Oxygen masks rattled free. But Sarah didn't flinch. She carved into the storm, lightning flaring across the nose cone like artillery fire. The Sukhois dove after them. But in the chaos of the storm, one pilot overcommitted. His radar lost the lock. His wingtip kissed turbulence, and in an instant, he vanished in a flash of flame, swallowed by cloud and ocean. The second Sukhoi broke off, unwilling to press into the thunderhead. The radar went clear. Sarah exhaled, chest heaving, hands white-knuckled on the controls. The captain just stared, silent, the enormity of what had just happened dawning on him. She turned, eyes hard. "Get us back on course, and tell the passengers, everything's fine." Back in seat 5A, she sat down as if nothing had happened. Outside, the storm faded into calm skies. The flight attendants resumed service, shaky but smiling, and when a curious passenger leaned over and whispered, "Miss, what happened up there?" Sarah Callen only closed her eyes again and said softly, "Just turbulence."